Shabbos. What is it all about? What are we doing? And why are we fighting for it? And what's been going on for such a long time throughout our history that Shabbos has kept us who we are. Let's start all the way to the beginning. When did we get Shabbos? We got Shabbos when we came out of Mitzrayim. Before we even got the Torah, we reached a place called Mara, and in that place, Hashem Sham Sam Loichok Umishpat. That's where Hashem told us to keep Shabbos. Okay, first time keeping Shabbos. Imagine 600,000 people in the desert, and they're told what we're going to be doing is we're going to take the seventh day and we're going to disconnect from all the work of the week, and we're going to celebrate the fact that we have a Hashem, that we have Hashem on top of us. Okay? Let's not get carried away with so many weeks and months that we don't take a stop to celebrate and recognize Hashem. Because we've gotten out of Mitzrayim, we went through Kriyas Yamsuf, and usually with human beings, what happens, it takes time, and one thought pushes away the old thought, and we end up being in a vicious cycle of just continuous work and life, and we end up forgetting the things that are important to us. We have to take that break in order to remember. Even great miracles like Yetzias Mitzrayim and Kriyas Yamsuf, we still need to have that break in order to remember that. And that's why when we make Kiddush, we say Zecher Yetzias Mitzrayim. This is Zecher, to remember Yetzias Mitzrayim. Why? You're scared we're going to forget? I'd argue that the reason we remember is only because we've been repeating Zecher Yetzias Mitzrayim for so long. Otherwise, it would just be a story. It would just be something lost to history or known to the select few of this nation. But the rest of the world, everybody, they use Egypt as a mushal. They talk about the 10 plagues, they know about the 10 commandments, and they speak about everything Judeo values. Everything that we know to be true has been adapted in the Western, Eastern world before the Western. But it's these rules have governed properly with common sense, and Shabbos is a very big part in reminding not just us, reminding the entire world that happened. But for us as Jews, we do it as a celebration. We have Shabbos in order to celebrate the entire week. No matter what I went through, I get to celebrate at the end. Okay? We pick up all the tiny wins that we had and we celebrate. Not just Yetzias Mitzrayim and the big things, because if we have to remember the big things, Kal v'chomer, you have to remember the small things, right? Kal v'chomer, for all of you who don't know what that means, Kal v'chomer would mean if I tell my oldest son it's time to go to bed, then my younger son should understand that yes, if I'm sending in the older son, then the younger one has to go as well, right? It's just common sense. And same idea. If we have to remember the bigger stuff, like Yetzias Mitzrayim, we have to remember the smaller stuff, which means every time we have a chance to celebrate, we have to take a chance to turn around and look into hindsight and say, what can I learn? What did I do wrong? What did I do right? And no matter what the outcome or the result is, today is a day that we are going to make a meal and we're going to enjoy ourselves. And that's why Friday night in Nisach Sfarad we say the capital of David HaMelech saying Gam ki elech v'geit salmaves, right? And we say Yancheni b'maglei tzedek laman shemoy. Yancheni b'maglei tzedek is lead me on the wheels of justice for the sake of your name. What does that mean? Lead me, Yancheni b'maglei tzedek, on the wheels of justice? Yes, it means that I know that I'm going on wheels. I'm turning, going up and down, but I know that they are justice and they are righteous. Yeah, and not justice, righteous. The wheels of righteousness. And I know that they are righteous and that Hashem has a plan for all of this. So then we continue on that. In that parak it says, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to eat. Right? Tarach lefunai shilchan neget tzoyroi. I'm going to prepare a table against my enemies. No matter if I have enemies standing outside the door, I'm setting up a table and I'm going to rejoice, eat, and bring my heart back. When someone's really hungry, what do? In order to revive them, you gotta feed them. And the same thing is when we go through spiritual battles or we go through a hard week, we need to have that revival, that ability to bring ourselves back to life. And that's what we do. We sit down to eat. We bring ourselves back physically by eating something good. We bring ourselves back emotionally by saying no matter what fights, no matter what arguments we had, we are sitting around the table together as a family. No matter what we went through, all of our friends are going to come together and we're going to talk. No matter if I can't stand that person, I will figure out a way how to even this out. And we even get back intellectually. We come back to our senses. We start thinking straight again, and we're not irrational or act hastily. It's Shabbos. We don't have to act. It's about resting, thinking, allowing yourself to create the argument for next week. It's there for you to form the words, to articulate what you want to bring out. You have that time of rest in order to look ahead in time and look behind in time, so this moment could be used the best possible way. You take this moment and you look back and you say, what lessons can I learn for the future? And then you go and you say, I'm going to apply those in the future. And that's another great thing that we have from the gift of Shabbos. Let's go back a little bit more, but a little bit more for the sake of this video. We go back to Adam Rishon, right? Adam Rishon was born Friday noon. That's when he was created. I keep on saying that. This is the third video that I said the word born, or yeah, he was formed right before Shabbos, and within those few hours he ate from the tree and everything started going down. And not just that, the sun started going down, and he believed very much that that's it. The sun is going down. I ate, he told me not to eat it, and now this is what death means. He had no experience with the word death, what it meant. Nothing else has died yet, so the concept of death was just a word to him. And now, as he sees the sun going down, he's like, okay, this must be what death feels like. And honestly, finding oneself in the dark means my consciousness is still alive, but I'm afraid. I'm here. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to turn. I might trip. I might fall. And imagine that being life. That isn't life. That is death. And that's why the Gemara calls three people: ani, someone who doesn't have money, someone who doesn't have children, and someone who has leprosy. Those people are dead because they're walking in darkness. They have no legacy. They have no future. People don't want to be with them. They don't have anything to aim towards. It's a very dark place, and that's what death means. So Adam Rishon finds himself. He's like, oh my gosh, this is death. It's over. So the first Friday night the first Friday night came in with a feeling of sadness of it's over. And it wasn't until the next morning that Adam started realizing that there's nature in this world and that the sun comes up, and that's when he started singing Mizmor Shel Yom HaShabbos, Tov Lahodos Lashem U'Lazamar L'Shemcha Elyon. By the way, not selling over here, but I just finished writing a Tehillim, and the Tehillim has every pasuk beautifully translated into English as poetry, and if you'll read it, you'll get to learn all of the Tehillim in a fascinating way, according to the translation, or the interpretation rather, of Rashi and Radak and the Metzudas David. I took all this information and put it together. So if you look in chapter 92, I won't give it away here, so you'll buy the book, and you'll find chapter 92 beautiful. It talks all about Adam Rishon, how he realized what the world's all about and how great Hashem is. But Shabbos was definitely his first time that he realized, wait a second, I'm still alive. I still have consciousness in a light world. I have to make the most out of it. And this is, Hashem is sitting back there, B'yom HaShvi, and it's Shabbos Vayinafash. He's relaxed, he's calm, but the man on earth is standing there and he's all in turmoil. He's like, oh my gosh. But then once you realize that the sun comes up, he says, I see this whole thing. Hashem is resting today. I should rest today. I should take this time to recognize what I did and notice how I should change my future. So Shabbos is a time for celebration. Anything we work on during the week, people say, "Oh, just try 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time." I would like to challenge you, up that game. We've been doing that game for such a long time. I'll try not to do this, I'll try not to do that. But stick with this belief, stick with this goal that I'm going to get to Shabbos and I'm going to wait to see how my life is going to feel then. Yeah, it's not about dreaming anymore. It's about sticking it through for 1 week and saying, I want to see how I feel at the end. And when you get to Shabbos, you celebrate yourself. You take your life and you say, I did the right thing. I actually fought this entire week to stay pure and stay clean and stay honest, stay real. And then you get to Shabbos and you celebrate that. It gives you so much more energy to go on into Sunday, into Monday, into the next week. And then watch yourself growing throughout every Shabbos. Start noticing how your mind starts being cleansed. Start benefiting of all the side results that's not even our goal. Our goal is just to celebrate ourselves. Our goal is to notice our wins and see how we feel. But as you get there, with every week, with every Yom Tov, with every good day that you go through, you'll end up having that calmness, and you'll be able to reflect on the smaller things that you need to fix. And those smaller things will become wins as well, and so on. You'll be able to live b'yom shekula Shabbos. Every single day will be relaxed and calm, and we'll be able to say V'shamru b'nei Yisrael es Shabbos. The Yidden were kept Shabbos. They took Shabbos and they brought it into themselves, and this is the biggest sign. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael. In this day, Shabbos v'aynafash will all be relaxed, will all be calm, will all be put back together. All of our pieces will fit perfectly. Everything in our life will make sense, and we will, Mitzvah Hashem, have that Shabbos soon when Mashiach comes. Thank you. Be well.